Well, g'day viewers. Matty Harris here, bringing it to you. You better be live in it. YouTube Live Sports. Women's state action. Quarterfinal. Cracking match between Hazelbrook's Emma Burney and Karen Coleman. Doing it for Springwood. Well, the ladies are just getting through their trial ends. And I can't wait to see what this match unfolds. I hope you've had a wonderful afternoon. We had a lovely round of 16. We are now moving through to the quarterfinal stages, and we are looking at 25 up. And we're here at the beautiful Campbelltown Bowling Club. Thank you to our wonderful sponsors, Bargo Sports Club. And we are very lucky to actually have Wicklow Bowls and Sports Supplies here, and they'll be here tomorrow. So roll into Wicklow Bowls and Sports Supplies today. They've got the best quality lawn bowls and accessories, sportswear and equipment, friendly expert advice from skilled bowlers. They're at Padstow. So call them or SMS them. Shop online anytime at wicklowbowls.com.au. They're also on Facebook at /Wicklow Bowls. Whether you're a seasoned skip or just starting out to have a roll, we've got you covered. So thank you, Wicklow. And what do we think about Wicklow? Well, we think they're marvellous. As all our sponsors. And this is my dancing frog. So maybe by the end of the coverage, if you're watching, you'll be able to let us know a name for our dancing frog. All pretty cool. Thank you, Mr. Dancing Frog. Thank goodness the sun has eased a little bit and I'm able to sort of see my screens now. But yes, you be live in sports. You better be live in it. YouTube Live Sports. Welcome to Campbelltown Bowling Club. Temperature's dropped a bit. We've got the shadows are coming amongst us. But the match have done a great job from the Nepean Highlander bowls. Done a great job. The men are all playing at Bargo tomorrow, and they're going to be coming here for all the action. So have a look on BowlsLink. You'll be able to bring up to date with the scores. And I do believe the men are doing a great job, as well as our senior women and our open women here. It does look like that Karen has a bit of a cheer squad, as these girls are getting through different things. And I will change the camera just to give us a bit of action, and we'll get them underway. Apologise as that camera swings around, and away we go. Just getting all our cameras up to scratch and making sure we can see all the action. There's our wonderful marker, Hutch from Austral. Done a great job. We're bringing you the match here live from Campbelltown Bowling Club. Thanks to Bargo Sports Club. And the Nepean Highlanders, very victorious in Grade 2 of the Open Pennant with this club, Campbelltown Bowling Club, the state champions. There's Karen on screen, and Emma is also getting ready to launch. Emma's got some very bright bowls, and looking forward to Hutch bringing us all of the action with the marking. And he was a very knowledgeable lawn bowler and experienced campaigner himself. Just doing a check on muting and just trying to see if this mutes what we need to do. Okay, test. Okay, let's just change our cameras. And we are ready to go. And of course, Ema has gone a longer length, so let's adjust our other camera. Opening end, and there's that lovely pole. I'd really like to move that pole, but I can't. But you know what? I'd really love to. Do that to it. But I'm not going to be able to move it. That's a record scratch, apparently. First bowl from Karen Coleman, representing Springwood. Battle of the Mountains. We are in the Nepean Highlands, so Matt Harris, my name, as Boyd Dumbrell, happy bowler, said, be yourself. Well, it can only be me. And I do believe we are live. Just make sure that viewers, if you're out and about, let us know where you're from. Currently, about 25 people there. We'd love to see a lot more of you, but come on down to the club, in fact. We'd love to see you there too. So down in the chat box, just say hi, and I'll say hi. And let me know what you're thinking. And that's just me. Game on. That's Ema Burney in the Hazelbrook colours. And there is the Springwood Sports Club of Karen Coleman. First three attempts there from Ema. Good weight. Just got to adjust her line as expected. Bowl on its way from Karen. Wonderful club here, Campbelltown Bowling Club. Part of the Nepean Highlanders. Early days, 25 up. It is going to get rather cold here, so any viewers who from this area are obviously told me that it's going to get rather fresh. As you watch Ema going about her work, quarterfinalist, well done. He's obviously beaten a couple of people on her way through. You can look at all the action on BowlsLink. And she's bowling with Optimus, where Karen is bowling with XG. And that would be one shot currently to Ema with one to come. Karen trying to open up her account to score. Bit of a more open front stance. The bowl is on its way. On the backhand. The shadows obviously will impact the running of this green. And we could have the absolute wonderful bowl. And the crowd goes wild. And there you go. We bring out the frog to start. What a terrific start. I don't believe it's 2, but we'll soon find out from our hutch. 1. We've got about 30 or so spectators down here, so come on down. We'd love to see you. And we do have Jack on tee. Matt's probably about 2 metres up. There we go. Ema lining up on the forehand with her Optimus. Beautiful surroundings here at Campbelltown. I'll be staying out here tonight. We do come from the Northern Beaches. Don't hold that against me. And as we know, viewers, if you've finished work at a normal 3 o'clock, if you're a tradie perhaps, you might be rolling up at this time normally. And no wind, not a breath of wind, but beautiful conditions. Winter conditions for lawn bowling. Karen's chosen to wear sort of the long sleeve that both women have. But no doubt the temperature will drop in the next half an hour and then the dew will start to come in. But the green is running beautifully. Greenkeeper's done a wonderful job. There's Ema. Apologies about the positions of the pole. We are going to be playing in the opposite direction tomorrow with the men. So check out the results of the open men and senior men. And then you've obviously got the reserve players as well. A very interesting technique from Karen. She got the very open stance, more front end. Stays down though, good agility. I have a sports science background, ladies and gentlemen. I've been a PE teacher for 30 years and had a commentary business for about 28. So I'm bringing it to lawn bowls. Now I'm going to try and work on bringing that camera a little bit down, just so we can sort of see where those bowls have ended up. There they are. Both ladies have 1 to play. Drawing the applause of her supporters. Final bowl. Ema Burney. A little high. Well, she reached for reward, and it looks like a score of 2. Still yet to decide. And it is 2 to Karen Coleman. There's Hutch having to get down on hands and knees to get that jack on the line. That length is as minimum as it can get. Both ladies happy to play it. Try and zoom in just a little bit. There we are. We actually don't need to use the other camera in the middle there to look at the ladies delivering. Hope you're enjoying the coverage. And thanks again to Wicklow Bowls. They've done a great job with all the sports supplies and bowl supplies. Roll into Wicklow Bowls and all your sports supplies today. Best quality lawn bowls and accessories, sportswear and equipment friendly, expert advice from skilled bowlers. So they're down here at the club today. So come on down to the Campbelltown Bowling Club and pick yourself up a deal. Early days. First to 25. Nepean Highlanders, women's state singles. Not the shot, but very inviting for Karen to play the backhand with probably 2 feet of weight just to land that bowl or the jack. Fairly good line. Her XGs are built for that. Oh, what a shot. Lovely shot. There we go. Brilliant. She's got 2 seconds playing the backhand. Actually, she's off the forehand. She's a right-hander. Lovely weight. You'd expect this standard in the quarterfinals. Has she managed to trail it? And she has. What a bowl. Well, they've started early. Return serve. Cop that as the frog dances on the screen. Wonderful marker. Dutch. Karen Coleman, lovely line. Down. Picture of concentration. A little high. Searching weight. I believe we could get a 4. Ema. No pressure on this bowl. Has she sent it? I believe she has. Well, that's terrific. She's done a great job. It is a full count. Now measuring, but from my perspective, our marker thought it was 4. I've put up 4, so it is 4. Always, if in doubt, put the tape on it. And you can see the bowl was in by about 6 feet. But if you're in doubt, measure it. I was a bit sarcastic about how close that bowl was, ladies and gentlemen. I do struggle with reading close measures, but a whole bowl and a half, I'm generally okay with that. But it's all about nerves and all about experience in what's happening in games, and you know, different things can happen with bowlers when there's a bit of pressure. I will try and adjust that camera, and the challenge for me is to be able to set the lengths of my cameras so when the ladies change the mat length, they change the jack length, I'm able to bring to you hopefully the ladies on the mat and also the bowling head. So if you're watching, I'm the one adjusting the camera. You've got obviously the shot of the close-up of the ladies and a nice first bowl from both, leaving plenty of room to draw. 4-3 in the battle up to 25. And no doubt you have found out where we are, but tell your friends, YouTube Live Sports, you better be live in it. Make sure you subscribe, and you can capture all the action of what we're doing and what we're bringing to you. And not just lawn bowls, but croquet and surfing and AFL and all those sorts of things. No breeze, and no dew yet, but at least Karen has corrected. Now Ema needs to do the same. I don't believe either of those bowls are in her draw line. She had a very successful end last end, getting a full count. Better weight. Better everything. I believe that is 1 to Ema. Karen has 2 bowls to come on the backhand. She's slightly under that front one, but her speed is very good. Well done. This game is all about getting your bowl closer to than your opponent. That bowl has forced Ema onto her backhand, representing the Hazelbrook Lawn Bowling Club. They have the wonderful Jack Frost. I've played in it a couple of years now. Wonderful bowls tournament. And Karen currently with 1, perhaps 2. There will be some tape on it. Good area. Just got to land that bowl, and she may bring it in for 3. Now, that could have brought that third bowl in. Tomorrow I will have some guest commentators coming in, but for today, while I'm got my L plates on, I'm purely going solo at the moment. These measures are very, very challenging, and it is 3. Thank you, Hutch. 3 shots to Karen Coleman. Choosing a medium length end. Matt is about 2 metres up. Thank you, Hutch. Our terrific marker with the rock star looks. Got the hair. And I perhaps don't need to adjust my camera with trying to have a close-up of the ladies on the mat. Thank you to Bargo Sports Club, sponsoring the Nepean Highlanders Regional Singles Championships. On the green adjacent to us, viewers, we have the Senior State Women's Nepean Highlander Singles Championships. And on this green we have 4 rinks, meaning quarterfinals, of course. Singles, semi-finals and finals actions tomorrow for all of the Open Women's, Senior Men, Open Men and Reserves. Currently 1 and a measure. Emma finding this hand perhaps not drawing as much as her backhand coming away from the car park. But she is only 1 down at the moment. Karen, picture of concentration with that sort of front end stance. The aiming line or draw line for the women will obviously change as it gets cooler and later in the day. That is 2 shots. Emma just needs a fraction correction on her 3rd bowl, her final bowl of this end. She's 2 down. And even although they're optimists and they do like to draw, I believe that line will not be coming back. And our marker hutch, as the ladies work out what they're one, maybe 2. Is only a single. Those bowls were a lot shorter than I could tell on the monitor. So Emma getting the 1 shot. Well done. Depth perception is a lot more accurate when you're looking at the action live on the green. The old sun glare. We'll have to work out how to combat that, viewers. Shouldn't be there for too long. I have to just work out how to adjust my camera for that not to be the case. Karen asking it to reach. The mat is back. It's close to the tee. on the forehand. Lovely bowl. Couple of feet through. Karen Coleman. Springwood Sports Club. Just running out of puff. Representing Hazelbrook. Not too sure if Hazelbrook and Springwood are broadcasting the live stream. We'll have a little bit more action for you tomorrow. Nepean Highlanders region. There's Karen. Fairly consistent. Just need to find that extra few feet. Could be a measure between who's holding shot as they come through to their final bowl each. Fortunate result. You only get the good luck if you're reaching. I believe Ema may have been able to secure the absolute shot and taking the measure out. Magic fingers. They never lie. And she's one down to the bowl that did a fortunate change of direction. We know that as a wick, but Ema showed great sportsmanship by not doing any cartwheels around celebrating her good fortune. Wonderful effort. Karen, well done. Good execution, just probably a little quick. Definitely taken one out, but we do have a marker, Hutch, who's very experienced. As what should happen, viewers, if you want the shot, you should be the one measuring, unless there's a player that has some inability to be able to do that. Might be a physical injury. I generally, if someone has a mobility challenge, I generally will do the mark, the measuring. And it was one. Hutch backed himself. We are all square, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Sorry, just doing a bit of a sound check, viewers. Be able to mute my microphone without taking my headphones off and causing a little bit of a ordinary sound for you. I'll get it. Good on you, Dougie Wilcock. Watch him from Bulgaria. Good on you, champion. Not too sure why we're got some buffering issues at the moment. Okay. I'm going to have to change my camera. Just to give you a bird's eye view of where the jack is, half a foot short. And I will viewers try and give you, there we are. Let's try and get the players on the mat for you. If you can't be here, I hope you're enjoying yourself wherever you are in the world. And welcome to all our viewers, both near and far. Lovely start for Emma Burney. 6 all, 25 up. Singles play, obviously one of the 4 disciplines in lawn bowls. The Commonwealth Games will be only singles and pairs. How good is lawn bowls, ladies and gentlemen? Really enjoyable. If you're fortunate to play at a regional level. Then it goes to the state championships. But we are here a part of the Nepean Highlanders region and enjoying the wonderful sights of the quarterfinals of the women's state singles. Emma Burney representing Hazelbrook Bowling Club. Bowl's on its way. Now, viewers, I'm actually going to bring in a special guest commentator, but I've just got to grab my other headset. So I'll leave the vision on there. And if it goes silent for a little bit, I have just disappeared for a couple of moments. All right, viewers, I'm back, and I've got my very special guest here in the open men's. I have all the way from Austral, Jordan Maloney. How are you?
Yeah, good. Thanks, yourself.
I'm great. Now, viewers, you need to do me a favour. I have actually brought in a second headset now, and if we can't hear Jordan, let me know. So just in the chat box, just let me know if you can hear Jordan. I can see that I can hear him. So we don't want him talking dribble like I'm talking, and it not be relevant. So please make sure that you let us know. And while I'm doing three things at once, I'm flicking cameras and doing all sorts of things. We've got a little bit of an option, and it is another one to Ema. Do you know much about these two players? And if you don't, that's cool, because I'm still learning about them as well.
Yeah.
But that was actually one to Karen.
Yep.
Blue thing. But do you know much about the current
I don't
players?
know them personally, no.
Well, it's nice to have them on the live stream, because I spoke to both of them and sort of went, how are you about the live stream? And they said, yeah, we'll be okay. But it can be overwhelming. How about yourself? Have you had much of a background being broadcast on?
No, this is first time.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
I hope you don't draw the rink that's going on. Our rock star marker down there, Hutch, he's been around for a while. Give us a little bit of information about Hutch, because he got the rock star looks.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he's been around, I don't know how long, but it'd be a while.
Don't even say how he looks.
But yeah, no, he's got all the knowledge in the world about bowls. He's been big help to me and big help to the whole club too. So
well, he's volunteered.
A good club man.
Volunteered here today, and tell me your background in singles. You're through to the semi-final.
Yep.
You obviously had a good day, but the campaign's been four rounds.
Yeah, I played 4 games, 4 wins up until now.
And who did you manage to get over in the match, the quarterfinal just then?
So first game I versed Trent Whittingham.
Oh. He's come from Wenty.
Yeah.
And now
he's at Penrith.
He's back at Penrith, yes.
And then it was Dean Aiken in the quarter.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
So you're obviously pretty happy with your form.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I've only been bowling 2 years, so...
I thought you might have been around in the rookies there for a bit, weren't you?
Yeah.
Did you manage to win that?
The rookies?
Yes.
No, Josh did. He was at Austral as well.
Oh, it's the other one. That's the other one.
Yeah, he beat me in the quarterfinal, actually. So,
oh, damn.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
But I've qualify again for it this year, so looking forward to that. I think it's in about a month's time.
And this is the first semi-final for the Open Men's State Singles?
Yeah.
Oh,
played in it first time last year and got knocked out in the sectionals, so, yeah, going in the right direction at least.
Well, you should know. Who have you got in the semi tomorrow?
Brad Williams from Penrith.
Have you played Brad before?
Oh, in pennants and stuff, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But not in
not
the
singles.
Blue Ribbon event singles and everything we go?
No.
Well, look, thanks for coming on. I know you were just sitting there watching a couple of people, and I sort of thought the viewers would rather hear someone from the area, particularly the Nepean Highlanders, and someone who's quite raw in the game. Have you got a preferred version of which game you like to play? I mean, I love the team game.
Yeah. Pairs is probably my favourite. Yeah.
Walking pairs or three bowl? Traditional pairs. You know, the 2-2-2-2.
I like the 2-2-2-2.
Yeah, as do I.
Yeah.
Look, I'm a bowler of a long time and a lead for a long time, and I play a fairly good singles game, but nowhere near as what you're doing at the moment. But to get the job of a back-end player, they tend to say you got to be a singles player and put the results in there, then to knock on the door and say, hey, I want to play back-end. So where are you playing at the moment with pennants? Where did you go with your season this season?
I played grade 1 at Austral.
Yes.
I was playing third in one of the rinks.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
And you obviously have aspirations to maybe skip a rink?
Yeah, for sure.
I'm happy to play for 2 years.
I'm happy to play wherever. I like playing lead as well. I like playing all spots. So.
Absolutely. So look, Ema's here looking at 3 down perhaps, and she's on the on her backhand. Have you played much here before?
I've played here a few times, yeah.
And I know obviously not your home club, but this rink, she's obviously gone a bit high, and with the shade and the shadows coming through, obviously the green should start to slow down a little bit.
Yeah, I don't really know too much about the green here, but you'd imagine it'll start to slow down as the day goes on now.
And obviously playing on a rink that's the ditch rink, but we're in about 3 metres anyway.
Yeah.
But these two have done very well to secure a spot in the quarters, and then tomorrow they're 1 of 4 left.
Yep. getting to the business end.
And we don't know, viewers, look, if you are listening, and we have a lot of people here watching, and you know about the background about these ladies, let us know, whether they're grandmothers and mothers of 6 or they've been playing for a while. And Hutch normally lets us know how many there is, and it could have been a 3-far, and it was. So Ema was able to bring it back, and Karen's won the last 2 ends. Speaking of being successful in singles in any form of the game, back-to-back ends, putting them back together, stringing them. That's when you start to get those margins. Is that right?
Yeah, and I think first bowl is very important, especially if you winning back-to-back ends and then you're nailing first bowl and you're putting down the play on the pressure straight away. That's big for me.
Absolutely, and we'll just get the right camera happening through, doing 3 things at once. We've got a bit of glare happening at the moment, viewers, with this camera at the moment, but I will, endeavour to try and sort it. But for the moment, just trying to make sure that you can at least see the vision. That'll be a question for probably the happy bowler who has got about 6 of us now broadcasting on YouTube Live Sports. As you can see, the sun is really just pouring straight in. It's a bit like the glare you get when you're driving.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure how I minimise that at the moment, but once I get to it, I'll be fine. While we're looking at the ladies, no problem, but we'll bring it down here. Not surprised to see first bowls trying to draw close as they can to start to fall a bit short.
Yeah, for sure.
Jordan, how quickly can that speed change? I mean, I think it was running about 15 around about 1 o'clock today. We're now looking at roll-up time for most people around 3:45 if you're working. You get there and you're obviously looking at least a 2 to second change.
I think so, yeah. Yep.
So
it will kind of just happen. I notice it just sort of happens all of a sudden. Like it'll just get, it'll drop like a fair bit all of a sudden.
Have you got any cues? You just think, oh, we're pulling up short. Or we're taking more grass.
Yeah, you just sort of can just feel it, I guess.
Yeah.
And I think you're right. There's a lot of short bowls on the green at the moment. So
that's what I was looking at around the rink. But well done. She's got a nice little toucher there. And the little thing that I go when I get a toucher sometimes, a little applause button there. So we're trying to bring all the different types of things. Wait to see the dancing frog. I'll bring you the frogs very shortly. But that's all going to be bringing to you for tomorrow with your mates. But so what brought you to bowls?
I'm actually a golf pro myself.
Oh, there we go.
And sort of gave that away, and my parents started playing bowls and just sort of had a bit of a roll up with them and loved it. So it started from there.
And always been in this area?
Yeah.
Terrific. And a golf pro, so you're off scratch, right?
Yeah.
And what about now? Are you still fairly handy?
Oh, I wouldn't know. Haven't played in a while.
Oh, really?
But yeah, I'd probably be a bit rusty at the moment.
It doesn't matter. All right, so Karen has really got a little bit of an up and over here. She's got 3 short ones, and she's playing the forehand on an open draw. So she's basically
She's
gone.
Not far away. Oh, I got through the gap.
Holes for bowls, aren't they? You get many of those over the last couple of days?
No, I've probably had the rubber the green, I reckon, which always helps in singles, especially.
and you need that. Tell me, I didn't see your cheat sheet, but did you go up the AO this year?
Sorry,
did you go to the Australian Open?
Yes.
And what was the rap sheet there for you?
We did a lot better than expected. So I made it to the knockout stage in all the formats, so the singles, pairs, and fours. Yep. Got to the final 32 in the singles. So that was the best of the
Who
3
knocked you
formats. Nathan Wilson. He ended up making the final. Yeah.
I don't know Nathan.
Yeah.
He's got a famous brother.
Yeah.
Oh, what an effort! And who did you pair up in the pairs?
With Josh Ingram from
Of
offshore.
course.
Yeah.
And how did you go there?
We got knocked out in the first round of the knockout stage, but we come up against the Queensland state champs, so we gave them a run for their money, which was a good effort.
Fantastic. Well done. Well, they're sending down the jack here, and I believe that was well, we haven't seen it yet. I think it might be 2 to Ema. And the fours, who did you grab?
We played with, so it was with Josh and 2 guys from Cabra, Rick and Jim Lucy.
Yes.
Yep.
Fixed danced.
Yes. Yeah, Rick. Yeah, Rick goes.
I played against Rick in the ones for Mona Vale last year at Edelong in the state finals, where Cabra were able to give us our backsides on a plate in the first game.
Yeah.
But, you know, they came out firing and they won the state flag. And then they were knocked out this year by St John's. And Mighty Corrimal.
Oh, yep.
Getting the job done. But were you part of the Mighty State 2s in the Austral
No, I wasn't.
campaign?
That was sort of just when I started.
Okay.
I was playing grade 5 actually that year.
Oh, stop it.
Yeah.
Grade 5 and you go straight straight into platinum. No doubt you would have been knocked on the shot. And speaking of that, has anyone come knocking on your door yet for platinum?
No, I haven't had anything. No.
Okay. Well, it's interesting because you've got 2 new Newcastle clubs, but you're obviously based. Where's home for you?
Yeah, Gregory Hills at the moment.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's...
And you're a golf professional. What are you doing now?
I'm just working in a warehouse at the moment, doing like early morning shifts and done for the day at lunchtime. So
and
it's
plenty
good,
of time
good
to
for
practice.
the bowls. Yeah.
Fantastic. And what do you love about the game so much, or the sport? I always find it hard to call it a sport, but it is a sport.
Yeah. I don't know. It's probably similar to golf in a way. So it's just sort of something, similar, like mental. It's all in your head, really, the same as golf. It's a mental game. It's probably the thing I like about it the most. It's like
Getting the thumbs up from the Nepean Highlanders team. I've seen the checks in the mail. I just always press the wrong button. But we've got a cracking game here. It's 10-9, quarterfinal. Does scoreboard pressure obviously comes in for you, or how do you shut that out?
It is hard at times, that's for sure. I don't know. You just sort of, all you can do is just take it one bowl at a time, really. And if you
correct answer.
Obviously the score does matter though. Like if you're getting towards the end, it does sort of make a difference in what shot you might play and things like that.
It's like head management, game management.
Yeah.
It's really important.
So you've got to be aware of the situation, but
correct.
Also just sort of pick your shot, and that's all that matters at that point. You know what I mean? It doesn't.
Absolutely. Tell me, ends don't matter in singles, but are you aware roughly? Just say you played 30 ends or 40 ends. How many of those would you have switched off? You know, like I've got a bit of a brain that is a bit ADD. I sort of go, there's a butterfly. Oh my gosh! And I send the bowl down and think, where did that come from? Like, does that happen often for you?
It
Have
does,
you got to reset yourself?
It does, yeah. And you got to be aware of that as well, and have everyone has their own way of probably getting out of that as well, and find what works for you.
Yeah, terrific.
Get your back switched on.
So we're looking at the head here at the moment. The ladies are just about to send down their final bowl. Emma clearly can't control what Karen does. But looking at the head at the moment, could be a measure between who's got shot. But that front bowl of
Karen's got one, yeah.
And she's in a reasonably good area, bowling with Optimas, and Karen is bowling with XGs. Your bowl of choice, what do you use?
I've got Dynamics at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I don't know if she's done enough to fall in there.
Not quite, I don't think. Pretty close.
The Dynamic, obviously one of the narrower bowls of Aero. You've obviously got the Turbo Pro.
Yeah. And then Dynamics is
I know Peter Taylor rolls with those very well, and he had a pretty good campaign at the Phoenix Pairs.
Yeah.
When they gave Cody Packer and Joey Clark a real touch-up.
Yeah.
Now, she's rocked that bowl, but I don't know if she's managed to bring it in.
I'm still favouring just the one for Karen, but it's pretty close.
Yep. Hutch is all over it. The thing I have noticed in the way the ladies are playing here at the moment at the Campbelltown Bowling Club is not necessarily etiquette, but questions you need to ask the marker.
Yeah.
And markers can pretty much only say yes or no. They really can't give you much more than that. And look, a couple of the bowlers are going, am I holding 3? No.
Yeah.
Am I holding 1? No. So the best question that I find to ask is, what's the position, please, or the situation? Have you got any other ways that you can help people who perhaps are bowling and you're only new to get them an idea of how do you help? Because the markers are fairly new themselves, a lot of them. But what do you ask? Is there any other things?
You can ask as many questions as you want. So just...
but not too long-winded. Is that short? Is that long? Is that just going, what the?
You just got to try and come up with the best way to...
minimise what the thing has to be.
Yeah, for sure. Like you said, what's the position, and they can tell you whether it's 2 up, 2 down.
And in this tournament, after your second bowl, can you go to the head, or is it after the third bowl?
This one after the third. Okay. I think you can ask the marker to come up before that, or
yes, you can.
But generally just after the third.
Yeah, but bowls etiquette. Where did you learn bowls etiquette yourself? Is that just through being around other bowlers, being a young person? Because there's a lot of people who play a different version to me, or calling wicks or not calling wicks or celebrating shots that are got a bit of good fortune. I mean, the way is to obviously treat people the way you'd like to be treated. But where did you learn the etiquette of the game?
Yeah, just playing with the members at Austral and learning off them. Probably Hutch was probably a big help with that as well.
Really important.
He's got a lot of knowledge on the game, that's for sure. He's given me a few of the old instruction manuals and things like that on how to practice and things like that. So it's been a big help.
Another very lengthy. Good thing about me having to change these cameras, Jordan, is that I can actually keep track of the length of the end that the ladies are preferring to play. Yep. Length of mat, not so much with this fixed camera, but this one that I've just brought into there, this is camera 3. Notice that sun now has dropped out of the view, but what a great start.
Yeah, great starter there.
However, jack high bowls, good target.
Yeah.
So for me, when I practice, centre line is really important.
Yep. But that's a good start.
Well, it is. It puts pressure, right?
You know, it's hard to. It's only probably half a bowl from being a perfect bowl, really. So. It's just probably a little bit unlucky of where it finished, but...
You inclined as a lead to have a niggle at that, playing fours?
No.
A lot of people are.
I'd definitely want to, but no, I wouldn't do it.
See, for me, I'm happy to play 3 feet through and play a slightly narrower line because you might get jack or bowl.
100%.
But then you end up behind.
If you finish...
Because if you miss, you've got to miss long, right?
Yep.
So, lawn bowls...
Another good bowl there.
Pretty hard to keep on your feet with the success you've had in a relatively short time.
Yeah.
And what bowls are you using? You got the dynamics. What colour are they?
Green. Okay. Yeah.
With any extra quads or?
Nah, not really. They got that. Is it like the speckle? Yeah.
Picasso and all those different types, which is great, and it's great that we've got a bowl manufacturer that gives you lots of different options.
Yeah.
But look. Same again, if you look around the different rinks there, Geordie, you've got... can I call you Geordie?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, mate. It's just the Aussie way to go. But they're slightly a lot behind.
Yeah.
But we are looking at about 10 to 4. She's starting to build a bit of a brick wall up there.
Yeah, that's 3 crackers there. But there's still a chance there.
So you're thinking forehand...
Yeah, I'm probably going forehand draw still at the moment. You could maybe think about another option on your last bowl if you miss here, but...
So you played
like
2 games? 2 games today?
Yes. Yeah,
leg soreness, anything back? Nothing?
A little bit, yeah. A little bit, but not too bad.
I haven't looked at Bowls Link, but did you get and that's part of a favourable...
Yeah.
But you don't get that unless you reach.
Yep.
But did you get the ends done? I mean, what were your game scores? 25
first game was 25-21.
Okay.
So, yeah, it was a bit of a nail-biter.
He's on the springboard as well, right?
Yeah.
Only a 4 away.
Down 21-18, I think it was as well. So
oh, wow.
Had a big finish, which was good.
Well done.
And then 25-9 in the second game. So,
wow. Lovely
that's
bowl.
4 good bowls there.
Draws the applause of the crowd. But some more established names not there tomorrow.
Yeah. A lot
Harley
of the big guns are out.
And Trent.
Yep.
But you got to be in it to win it, right?
Yep, 100%.
Yeah, a lot of people sort of look at Bowls Inc. and think, favourable draw. But if you're not entered, and anyone's beatable on the day, that's like when I go to the Australian Open, I want to play Omar. I've never played him. I want to play Corey. I want to play you.
Yep.
I want to play the best versions I can because then it helps me.
Yep, definitely.
Oh, she's just missed a line there. The pace was pretty good. So if your eye over here for the moment looks like it perhaps might be...
Looks like 3, yeah.
So is there any part in singles besides your first bowl during the status of the match where it's quite important? Like obviously here, they're both just getting to double figures, and it is 3. Well done.
Yeah, well, something like that. It's been neck and neck up until that point, and she's got a 3 and sort of made a bit of a gap. Yeah, so I think this first bowl from Karen's probably pretty important while she's got the momentum, if she can keep it up and nail the first one again here.
Key word you use there, Geordie, momentum, really important. She has brought the mat up a little bit, but she's still probably looking at that smaller length. But we...
Yep.
Oh. Cricket pitch, what do you reckon?
I think it's long enough. This
is where...
Hard to tell from here.
I press the preset on my cameras and I'm able to go boom.
Yeah.
Well, I've only learnt all this over the last week. I'm a big fan of lawn bowls. I was a professional triathlete for 15 years, so I've come in to really enjoy the teamwork in lawn bowls. I mean, I've been very fortunate. Last 3 years, I've been in 3 state finals, 2 number ones and one twos.
Yep.
And sadly didn't get out of the sectional. And the 2 years prior to that, Mona Vale won the State 2 championship twice for a club that's just a bunch of mates in a shed.
Yeah.
They did pretty well, but I'll still punch above their weight, don't they?
Definitely, yeah. Yeah, it was definitely a growing club. And obviously that twos flag they got last season was massive for the club. Massive, so...
So what have you got coming up? Obviously tomorrow you've got a semi and a final, or hopefully past a semi. But what after that?
Then it's the region pairs next weekend.
Okay.
Yeah.
And were you fortunate enough to get a regional title in anything last year? Was it?
Yes. So myself and Josh won the state. Well, we won the region reserve pairs,
cool.
And then we won the state as well.
That's where I've been able to see a little bit on social. And how was that experience for you?
Yeah, really good. Really good.
Who did you manage to get in the final?
We versed Gunnedah, a couple of young guys from Gunnedah. They were very good players. We were down a bit in the final and managed to come back and get it in the end.
Well, Karen, after picking up a 3, has gone bang. But what an absolute shot! And you haven't seen my dancing frog, but have a look at this one, mate. There you go. Hey. So. She's trailed that a bit, but she had that with a bit of purpose.
Yeah.
So I'm bringing little bits of different things.
If I'm Karen there, I'm not too disappointed with that because if she playing shots like that and she misses, she can get herself into a bit of trouble. So it was a good result there, but
yeah, absolutely
risky shot.
I mean, how often when you're practicing and you're rolling up a drawing bare jacks? I mean, you try.
Yeah.
But a good home with Karen there. Just
yep. Good reply.
Interesting to see how Emma uses her adjustment here with her pace, because it was what I would say, not even an upshot. It was just over a yard.
Yeah.
Her line here, just under.
Bit narrow, but if her weight's good, she'd probably good enough. But no.
So you've been really busy, mate. You've really obviously had that background of being a pro golfer.
Yep.
I don't know how when you're teeing off and you've got the gallery on either side, and you don't just absolutely slam it in. I mean, obviously you're a pro, right? But,
I was fortunate enough to not play in front of a gallery too often. So, it's. Right. I think, once you get used to it, you probably wouldn't even really notice it there.
Absolutely. Well, look, in the state of play here, from the naked eye, it does look like Emma has won. How well do you go with 3 kicks? You need to draw this, don't you? Because they do matter. Yeah,
100%. Yeah, she's probably got close to a metre to draw a shot. These are very important.
Well, we're streaming you tomorrow. Well, I don't know if we're streaming you tomorrow, but we're in the vicinity tomorrow.
Yep.
And as I said, there's going to be a great spectacle of lawn bowls here at the Campbelltown Bowling Club with, I believe, all the championships here, hopefully with the reserves, the open men, senior women and open women. So if you're in the area, and thanks to Bargo Sports Club, have you been down to Bargo?
Yeah, that's where we played today. Yep.
Fairly nice place.
Yeah, it is. Really nice.
Brilliant. And then we've got people like Wicklow Bowls, who are bowls and sports suppliers, and they're here on display as well, which is great. So here we go, multitasking, making sure I get my little purple arrow over. Earlier this morning, Geordie, I couldn't see the screens. So me trying to juggle different things was a little bit how you're going. But I've been fortunate
getting better as the day goes on.
Absolutely. But I do have my L plates on, don't get me wrong. And I was trying to bring the L plates up, and I'll do that soon. But once again, she's throwing a slightly longer length, and the mat with about a metre off the tee. So there she is. Once again, that wonderful sun glare. My apologies, viewers.
I like the change of length there. Karen was sort of nailing her first couple of bowls on the other length. So,
well, thank you for bringing that observation into play. But viewers, I can't guarantee tomorrow that I'll be able to adjust with this glare. There is something I can probably push on the camera to make sure that we can not have that in our view. There we go. Just go a little bit lower. Did you have anyone in the years of bowling that you thought, oh, I've seen them, or because you're so new at it,
Yep.
is there anyone there you thought, oh, I like how they play, or different clubs? I mean, could be male or female. Is there?
So, like a favourite player?
Yeah, a favourite player or someone you've seen, you thought, oh, I would love to draw them, or I'd love to play with them.
Yeah, Sheriff would probably be a pretty good guy to play after his record up there, especially up there. It would be pretty cool to play him up there.
Hard to beat.
Nothing to lose.
No.
Yeah.
Everything to gain. And look, that's the big thing. As you develop your repertoire, people want to beat you.
Yeah.
You know, and you're starting to bring a name for yourself. But how was your rookies experience?
Oh, I loved it. Yeah, it was really good. So looking forward to that again this year. Josh ended up winning the singles last year, and where he still qualifies for the pairs. He can't play the singles because he's won it.
Okay.
So we're going to play in the pairs together as well.
Right.
So
and what's Josh's background? Sporting background?
Golf pro as well.
Of course.
Yeah. So we both started together.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's like the Woodies in tennis. You guys are doing really well.
Yeah.
Well, look, there's a lot of spectators here, viewers. If you want to come down to Campbelltown Bowling Club, they've got 2 beautiful greens. They've got a kitchen and, food, and they've also got a wonderful bar and lovely people. And the greens are pretty good here. So did you manage to have a sneaky roll-up during the week in prep in case you got through?
Nah, I haven't. I've played. They have that. They had a Friday night comp here once a month. I played that a couple of times, and I've played here in the past as well. So, yeah, this green's always running really nice.
Oh, great.
I think we're going to be going possibly the other way.
Yeah. All right, viewers. Apologies once about that sun glare. I won't mention it again, but we'll try and work out what we can do in preparation for that direction. But here we go. Uma Bowl is on its way.
Just needs to miss her own, and she's close. Yeah, it's done enough, I think.
The old sneaky back door.
Yeah.
Away they go. Percentage of shots that you may have played today? Mainly just draw?
Yeah, mainly drawing. Yeah.
Many conversions where you had to use a bit of a weight to try and split the bowl?
Couple here and there, yeah.
Okay. Preferred forehand or backhand?
Either way, I usually just play one side of the green.
Okay.
So it'd be forehand up, backhand down sort of thing.
Well, obviously because your line is fairly consistent.
Yeah.
And do you have another set of bowls, or is Dynamics what you use? Because that backhand...
That's all I've got at the moment, yeah.
Because backhand trying to... If you've got short bowls, hard to...
Yeah. The set of Dynamics I've got seem to be probably slightly wider than a normal set for whatever reason. So most people say that say that my bowls are wider than they probably should be. So they're probably playing more like an Evolve or something like that anyway, I think.
Yeah, roger that. Well, I know, looking at the head here, Geordie, it looks like it might be one to Ema, but...
yeah, I'm going to say
I always find these hard. I call this the satellite head, when they're just like...
I think it's definitely one. It's a measure for two, I think.
The old constellation. Now, have you played at either Hazelbrook or Springwood?
No, I haven't, no.
So I've been to Hazelbrook, and they have this event called the Jack Frost.
Okay,
They have a pairs on the Friday and then a triples on the Saturday and Sunday. Wonderful greens, but a couple of years ago, one of the greens used to just be moss.
Yeah, okay.
And dirt.
Yeah.
And the other green was fine. Look, they've done really well to work there, but I've never seen a green that has half dirt, half moss, and actually turned when the moss was on the green. And where was your home golf club?
I was last at Macquarie Links, so in the area here.
Terrific.
Been at a few different clubs.
And that is a 2-shot.
So
Ema is just staying in there.
Looks like we could be going all the way to the end here. It could be a 25-24 kind of game.
I hope so. I love it, viewers. I'm a big fan of all that sort of stuff. All right, camera 2, you come on in, and we need to go to almost my extreme view. Not quite. Let's go to the 3. And now, if I'm a bowling green, why have I got the armrest to help get on the green right on top of it.
Yeah.
Right on top of the centre line.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's all good. I'm just going to adjust this camera just to get a little wrong way. Do you like a green that's got the checkerboard on it? Do you find that easier? I just find there's a lot more visual cues on the green.
Yeah. I think I like it. It doesn't really bother me too much, but yeah, I like it for sure.
Are you a hat and sunnies guy when you're on the green?
Just hat, no sunnies.
Okay.
I probably should wear sunnies.
Well, it's sort of, I don't know if you have a Texan Hold'em poker face, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I obviously haven't seen you play much, but do you sort of, are you an expressive person, or do you sort of keep it within a fair bit?
Nah, pretty calm and within,
poker face.
Yeah.
You go, look, if you start throwing your rag and throw on the mat, mate, evolve your opponent, I'm going to go, I've got him now.
Yeah, it gives them a bit of a boost, doesn't it?
You've been, I mean, obviously we're following the lawn bowls here for the Nepean Highlanders, but you're following the Sunny Bill and the Gallon, chat that's been going on?
No, I haven't really, no.
Oh, the trash talk, mate, at New South Wales in the State of Origin was hilarious between Sunny Bill and Gallon. But look, they're both professional sportsmen, so...
they got to do it, don't they, to sell the fight.
So, Omar, have you got a favourite female bowler at all?
Try and think.
I mean, a couple of the clubs have got some pretty good ones.
Yeah, I'd say Dawn Heyman. I've played against her once before and got taught a bit of a lesson. So.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I was fortunate enough to play against Dawny 3 years ago in the Metropolitan. It was just the lead up to Platinum, and we were both playing third. And Ryan Bester was her skip, I had a pretty good time of it. But I was outplayed.
Yeah.
The gallery at St John's Bowling Park on a Friday night was.
It
was a bit hostile.
Yeah.
In a way that was good, but no, I enjoyed it.
No, that's what you want. If you're the home club, that's what you want it to be like.
Absolutely. So seeing this head at the moment, Ema has played 2 wonderful ends. Yeah. And she's just sort of relaxed a bit.
Yep.
But she's still got one to come.
Yep. That's all it takes.
You see that screen all right, just to make sure if you can't read it.
Oh, what a bowl. That's going to make it a lot harder now.
Oh, that is an absolute bolter of a shot, and we've got to get at that. There is our dancing frog, and Geordie, we are asking our viewers to let us know if they can name that frog, and it will change. But now we're looking at... is it a full count? She's got 3 at the moment.
She's got 3, but she has last bowl, So this is a pretty important bowl from Ema. Especially with where the score's at.
Lawn bowl's the art of correction.
Yep. She's played the other hand.
Particularly if you're bowling 2 bowls, but we're a 4 here. Positive bowl. Just got to get down. Optimal line.
Oh, not quite. Not quite.
How frustrating is it not to have that extra 2 feet? I have a saying, Geordie, and I've got plenty of these just through playing a lot of years of bowls, is reach for reward. You know, you don't create your own good fortune by not reaching. Very good area here again by Karen Coleman from like Springwood.
4 good bowls.
And she has, I believe. And the crowd goes absolutely wild. Well done, and we'll bring the... This is the polite frog. Doesn't say cop that, and away they go. But what a terrific effort, Emma Coleman. 19.
Yeah, they're both doing a good job. It'd be obviously a bit of extra nerves being on the live stream.
The poor things.
But I think they're both playing pretty well.
Both very quietly spoken when I spoke to them pre-game. The good thing about singles is I don't have to really speak to players about getting out of the road. It's when you play the 4s and they're all sort of getting excited and everything else. It does get a little bit problematic. All right, so mat placement. Very similar. She hasn't changed it too much, Karen, because she's the one in control. Yeah. Is that something you tend to do much to sort of change up what's going on against your opponent?
No, I'll probably stick it out with my favourite length for a little bit longer. Even if I did pick up a 4 on a different length, I'd probably still go back to my favourite length.
Sure. And without giving your strategy away, do you have a preferred length, or you obviously?
I prefer going short at the moment, but it can change game to game as well. But that's usually plan A, is I go short and see how we go from there.
Well, you go from a 4 and you just put a bowl that is in play. It's only 30 centimetres short, which is an effective bowl.
That's a great start, yep.
I don't know about you, but I find it very hard that if I've got a back resting toucher to play against, I find that a lot easier than a front resting toucher because I can't see the jack.
Definitely, yep. Definitely in singles. Yeah, less bowls to sort of change it up. And
so for the viewers out there, you've only been playing for a couple of seasons. Well done. I won't bring the frog out. The frog's been up a couple of times. Obviously the first bowl is your most important.
Yep.
And trying to just but focus at the bowl that's in your hand, because that's the next one that counts, right?
Yep.
But in singles, obviously the most important bowl is the bowl that's in your hand. But obviously try and, with that third bowl, if you need to play a conversion, you've got to look at your percentages, right?
Yep.
And as you've gained your experience, you're getting better at reading ahead and working out, oh, God, that was a poor shot selection. That left me vulnerable.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I think I'm definitely getting better. But, yeah, still make mistakes. And I sort of will probably go back through that after the game and sort of think about the mistakes I made and try and be better for the next time.
Yeah, sure. And your pre-shot routine, do you have anything that
Not really. Or not that I really think about, but I probably do. I think being from a golf background, I probably do have a bit of a routine there without even really realising I have one.
Yeah, good. So you line up on your forehand or your backhand. Where's your aiming line? Where are you looking?
I play golf the same way. I don't really pick an actual target on the bank or in front of me or anything like that. I just sort of, I don't know, it's just like a feel sort of thing, which is probably different to most people.
Funny you mentioned that. Ray Pearce from Tarrant Point is a very good bowler. Also goes by feel.
Yeah.
The only hiccup that he gets if he loses the feel, so his process.
Yeah.
What have I got to go back? What can I reset? Aaron Wilson's the same. He spends as probably the shortest time on the mat I've ever seen. Does Nathan play a similar way, his brother?
No, a bit different. Probably more of a normal speed, I'd say, definitely compared to Aaron.
Oh, well, look, I really hope, and I'm sure the selectors will do the right thing and maybe pick him to try and go the three-peat with the Commonwealth Games. Yeah. And very hard to go past Teasy and Wedlock because they've won so many games in the BPL and everything else. So, here we go. Now, do you go to the head much when you're playing in singles?
I try to, yeah. I'll usually try and follow my third bowl down. I'd say probably at least half the time.
Okay.
Just depending on how the head's sort of
And what if you're needing to stop the momentum a bit? Do you sort of have a nature break at times? Do you sort of slow it down? Do you sort of play your own speed at times? Because, singles is a hugely strategic, independent game.
Yeah.
Chess.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful sport.
Yeah, I'll probably just slow myself down more than anything. Not necessarily go to the bathroom or anything like that. But
okay. So Karen's coming.
I wouldn't be afraid to pull that one out.
So Karen's coming on a backhand. Obviously, we're just talking to try and get to know you, and that's what I'm trying to do. But obviously, we're focusing on the bowls as well. But what's she trying to do here? Is she trying to promote her own and maybe spray onto the orange bowl, depending on her weight?
Looking at the weight she's played, I'd assume so. It was a pretty tricky situation, that one.
Okay. So
not too bad a result there. It's going to be hard for Ema to get a second in there now.
So with Ema, obviously, the safer option is to play her forehand.
Yep.
Without and stay a little high.
Yep.
To make sure we don't touch.
There's not too much danger unless she's very heavy. There's not a whole lot of danger there.
And you've really got to start to use all your four bowls to get a real good indication of pace.
Yep. Yep.
So look, a lot of people in that situation might become a little bit of a chicken. There was no harm in her being there, but she did leave it high and long.
Yeah.
But well done.
Good. She gave it a chance.
We are 15-14 with Ema burning. So I have noticed the mat hasn't changed too often, but are you a bit of a changing the mat plan much at all? If you need to change some things up, or is it the length?
I will for sure. I usually put the mat up a little bit at the moment. Well, that's, again, it changes, but at the moment, that's sort of what's working for me.
Yeah, good.
But, I'm definitely not afraid to change it if you need to.
Yeah, terrific.
Or little things like changing your hand, which I did in my first game today. I started well, and then Trent sort of got on top of me through the middle part of the game, and I sort of thought I needed to change something, so I changed my hand to the other hand.
Sure.
And that probably worked in the end.
Okay.
Looking back on it.
Ema was just trying to go tee to tee. and she's just beached the jack. What do you think of throwing the jack? Vital important in singles, I believe.
Definitely, yeah. I think it's important in every format.
So there is a call to try and shorten the version of the game and what happens in the BPL where they just spot the jack.
Yep.
Obviously, different version of the game, but they want to obviously quicken the game up. But as a lead myself or at the front end, I really want to have that feel and that advantage of being able to, throw the jack.
Yeah, no, I like throwing the jack.
Well, here we go. She's on the forehand. And would you say that's slightly longer than a short end or close to a medium? I'm just trying to...
Yeah. Yeah, it's just probably slightly longer than a short.
Effective bowl. Yeah, it's a yard through.
Yep, good starter. Especially on a short end, I think it's important to reach with the first.
Now, we have locked up Geordie for a while. I didn't even know if he had to go anywhere. Do you have to be somewhere yet, or are you okay to chat for a bit longer?
Oh, I could go for a little bit longer.
Oh,
yeah.
well, I appreciate that. I said that deliberately with the Nepean Highland region team here. I don't know if they're a selector, but obviously you answered very good question there, Geordie. Well, I was going to get him on the live stream tomorrow, but he's playing apparently.
Yeah, hopefully I'll be on the screen.
I have suggested for that to be the case. You know the screen makes you look a little bit heavier, though, don't you? I'm not saying you're heavy, mate, but I'm a little bit heavier at times. But what a lovely start here from Ema. One on, one behind.
Yeah.
Let's see
really good start.
What Karen's got. And somehow I missed putting up a 3, and I apologise, viewers. Not that anyone told me, but I missed
Pretty good bowl here from Karen.
So the score, my apologies, viewers, is 18-14.
Hard to tell.
Hard to tell from that shot.
Yeah.
But from our view on our screen, I would suggest
Looks like
would be
Karen's
Karen.
got it. Yeah.
So if you're going to get another set of bowls, what would you do? Something wider?
Yeah.
Because if you're going up to the Australian Open, a lot of the bowlers are using the title line because you're playing on 18-17 second green.
So you're getting a bit of turn anyway.
Yeah, you are.
I'd probably go Optimas or something like that.
What's your emblem? What have you got on your bowl?
Poker cards. Yeah. Yeah.
And in Austral, how many members are at Austral? There'd be a fair few.
Yeah, I think we got it's over 150. I think somewhere between 150 and 200.
Brilliant, and obviously a combination of various ages.
Yeah. We got one of our juniors playing in the 7-a-side at Dubbo at the moment this weekend.
Oh, terrific.
So,
name? What's the...
Zach Collison.
Okay.
Yeah, he's only sort of fairly new to the game, but he's going really well.
Well, a positive bowl there from Karen, and it looks like she may have nurtured the result. Yes. Pressure on Ema. You would think if she, looking at the screen there, if she gets to that back bowl, she should get in for shot?
Yep, I think so. Just confident draw on the forehand.
She does have the position of the back bowl, so if she was to
might
trail...
be a bit quick here, I think.
If she was playing that speed, she had to be slightly a fraction. Now, here's a free kick for Karen, and if she gets her through, that pricks her onto the springboard.
Yes,
These are these free kicks that you need to...
We'll get it to 21, and that's always a big number to get to because you had only one end away then.
Sure. Are you known for your quick play, Geordie, or you sort of just do what you're doing?
I'm probably on the quicker side, I'd say, but yeah, not Aaron Wilson quick, but that's one thing I've probably learnt through golf as well, but just the last probably 6 months, I think I've learnt to probably slow myself down a little bit playing singles. Sometimes when you get a bit nervous or whatever, you start to quicken up a little bit. So
of course,
I'm sort of aware of that during the games as well.
Brilliant. Well, look, we've got a two-shot margin there, and Karen is
breaking away a little bit now.
Ema has to do something to try and just get a couple of ends back to back. And let's see what sort of length. Karen has brought the mat up, but sticking to that small to medium length end.
We'll, she's changed it up a little bit.
Yes, she has. multitasking. I'm proving that men can do more than one thing at once here, Geordie. Don't get told anything otherwise. Let's see if we can just... I'm happy with that. Here we go. When you're playing singles, do you prefer, if you're trying to draw to the jack, to be that 30 centimetres in front or that 70 centimetres behind, roughly, that metre range?
Probably, for me, it depends on the green speed as well. If the greens are running really fast, I'm probably not worried about being 30 centimetres behind. I'm just trying to get right on it.
Sure.
And but if they're on the slower side, I think, it's important to probably reach and play that confident sort of weight.
Yep.
Because you're more likely the jack's going to move when the greens are like that.
Yes.
So, just it depends who you're playing and
Yep.
Like if you're playing someone like an Aaron Wilson, you probably want to make sure you got a couple of balls behind.
Well, because the question: have you played against many people in this campaign? A lovely second bowl there from Karen that have played overly assertive or aggressive in their manner on the green, of course, not towards
really.
you.
No, not really. I'm pretty sure my opponent tomorrow, though, in the semi-final, plays pretty aggressive. He's got a big drive on him, and he's he actually broke a window last week.
What, with the jack?
Well, yeah, with the jack.
Terrific, as long as it's not someone's shin.
He broke a window at Penrith, so he's got a big drive on him.
That near miss from Ema.
Through the gap.
And that's the fortune that you need at times, isn't it?
Yep.
Are you a believer in probability of, that it evens out? 50-50? Yes, you can have some games where it's just like...
I think you've got to be.
Well, you wouldn't play this sport, would you?
Yeah, you can't let it get to you. You just got to keep fighting and hope it swings at some point. But sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you have a bad day and it just nothing goes your way the whole day. But you just got to keep hanging in there and hope it does.
Sure. Tell me, position on the mat. Do you just stand on the mat as it's just what you got to do as the rule, or do you use it to try and go inside, outside? Have you looked at the complication of that yet?
Yeah. Depending on how the head's sitting and things like that. I generally don't move too much, but I will if I need to.
Sure.
Yeah.
Which will change the trajectory of the bowl, which means it might go higher or finish under.
Yep.
Okay. Very important, viewers. Karen is holding 2. She doesn't have a back bowl. For me, I'd rather be going to cover that bowl at the back, but there is a little bit of a buffer there for her.
Yeah, she can get in behind and still count as well, which would be the perfect bowl.
Or even tuck it round a little bit.
Toucher would be even better.
But the jack is still in view. Not knowing these two ladies personally, viewers, Ema and both Karen have a very calm and quiet temperament. She sort of sends it away, but a very short follow-through.
Yep.
Very hard to get a reference point of what next to do. So
she's far away. A bit quick, maybe. Oh, no. What a bowl.
Wow. Well, there you go. We're going to have to bring out the dancing frog for that one. I'm sorry about that, but that was a big bowl in the scheme of things.
Yeah, that's a good way to stop the momentum.
Bowl, absolutely. Well, she backed herself, and she didn't have to do much different to correct. How often are you able to roll up? What's the sort of you mentioned that your job gives you a little bit of flexibility around how things are? Yep.
I'll probably try and roll up 2 or 3 times a week, and then depending on what's on, if we've got some important stuff coming up, I'll probably get out there a bit more.
Are you a fan of drills and different things, or are you sort of just trying to play match play?
I think I don't do a whole lot of drills. I'm more of a field player, so sort of just getting in match practice and playing different shots and stuff like that.
Do you play many tournaments at all besides the regional stuff?
Yeah, I do. I haven't played in as many recently, but I do like to get out there and play in some.
Yeah, great. Well, beautiful greens down here, and obviously I've got you on the live stream, and thank you very much for giving us of your time. And I will let you go a little bit, but I'm thinking we might keep you in here until the game's over. But there's not too much to go. But wonderful start there from Ema.
Yeah, cracking start.
When you see that, you go,
especially after the last bowl she played. It's
absolutely. And
you are a cracking game, actually.
It has been. Youtubelivesports, you better be live in it. And Matty Harris here, joined by Jordan. He's doing a great job. And he's from Austral. He's through to the semi-finals. And wonderful response here from Karen.
Yeah, I think pretty important end this. I think Ema would really want to win this one and just get that momentum back, win 2 ends in a row, put the pressure back on Karen.
Now, viewers at home, she just changed hands. I wouldn't have done that because she's just played a beautiful bowl and look what's happened.
Yep.
Is that
I agree
similar?
With that. Yep.
So viewers, you're trying to obviously educate because at the moment, Geordie, we do have players who have played a lot. Other people who are like yourself haven't played, for a long time. Where Karen has a reference point, I've just got to change my weight. The line was great. But that might just show a bit of an inexperience there from Ema. But she could have been playing for 20 years. She looks so young.
Yeah, everyone does it their own way.
Yeah, of course. Well, beautiful condition it's been here today. I mean, thankfully you weren't playing 2 days ago.
Yeah.
In the Illawarra.
Yeah.
And who's your footy team? You follow the NRL?
Yeah, the Eels, unfortunately.
There's nothing wrong with it. If you said the Tigers, I would have turned you off. Yeah. Apologies to any Tigers fans out there, but it's more about the Titans at the moment.
Yeah. They're taking the heat off them a little bit, aren't they?
So, look, Ema has 1 shot. Karen has 2 seconds. I'd be looking on the backhand to come through and try and sit that ball.
Confident draw. Yep, yep. Probably play a metre of weight.
Do we call that positive weight in your land?
Yep, yep.
Positive draw?
Yep.
Yeah. Look at the rock star. He looks amazing.
Looks like she's playing forehand.
She might be trying to look up to roll her own up, but it's on its way anyway. And the good thing about being on the live stream is you can watch the match back and go, what was he talking about? See, I would have loved that on her backhand.
It was the right weight on the other hand, I think. I agree.
So Eamon really needs to try and tuck this jack around. But she can't be too worried about that high bowl in her line. It's not in her... Look, it'd be in her eye, but it's not in her line.
She needs to get another one in there, for sure.
Just to keep that pressure on.
Little toucher would be perfect.
Look, she's got a great track, but don't know if she sent it. Remember, viewers...
Finishing a bad home there, though. It blocks that shot we were talking about a little bit.
Yeah. Do you practice blockers?
No.
Good bad bowl.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, there's definitely a time for it. Like, a lot of the time, if I'm playing something short, I'm still probably trying to count and sort of get in their line a little bit like that way. But, yeah, I'm not a big fan of a halfway down the green blocker.
No, absolutely. Look, I've seen people play it.
Yeah.
But it looks like
hard to nail it.
A 1 to Ema. I'll just adjust that scoreboard.
But again, there could be a time for it depending on the situation.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you've got everything else covered and you only need 1 shot or something.
Well, I hope you weren't wanting to get away too early. You're obviously just... what's good for you for tomorrow is actually seeing how the green's playing.
Yep.
Because you should be, hopefully, if you're in the final, playing at this time. And yet we are playing in a different direction.
Yep. Yeah, but it's still similar.
Did you ever play soccer?
No, I haven't played soccer, no.
So for me, I always find that kicking bowls back, I always just put the mat in front when I'm just playing social. But, oh, man. You know, there's some people that's like, please give us a hand kicking these bowls back. But you've got to be careful on the green because it can be an OH&S problem if you're not watching where you're going, particularly if you're walking backwards. Okay, Ema, we've gone close to maximum. Let's see what happens, viewers. We can just... there's Hutch.
Be a great time for a front toucher here.
Let's see how she goes. And thanks again to Wicklow Bowls and the sports suppliers. They have, roll into Wicklow Bowls and for all your sport quality today. And the best quality lawn bowls and accessories, sportswear and equipment, friendly expert advice from skilled bowlers. So check them out at Pad Style, whether a seasoned skip or just starting out having a roll, we've got you covered. Come down to Campbelltown Bowling Club because they're going to be here tomorrow. But thank you to Wicklow Bowls and Sports Supplies. Good starter.
Yep. good reply too, I think. Yep, 2 good starters.
Not a lot of finish on the green at the moment.
No, it's
Geordie.
definitely slowing down.
Beautiful day, though. I did expect, being near the mountains, that it was going to start to get a little bit frosty, but
yeah,
it will happen.
Yeah.
Looking at those 3 flags up there, not a breath of wind, really.
Nah, it's a cracking day for it. We had a little bit of wind at Bargo this morning. But yeah, it's been good here this afternoon.
Now, Geordie, I could imagine if you were a coach and you were to take Ema, under your wing, she has played around the clock, all over the place, and played 4 sides of the green.
Yeah, yeah.
Probably a harder thing to do, because
100%,
have a look at the difference.
Yep.
So she played her forehand on the first shot, and then she changed to a backhand.
Yeah, I only needed to correct a couple of feet on her first, and she had shot.
So I'm unsure of perhaps her thinking, and this is the hard part about being a commentator.
Yeah, yeah.
Trying to educate.
Yep.
Now she's flipped.
Yeah.
Something you don't tend to do. And you mentioned you play one side.
Yep.
And a lot of the literature does say if you're playing front end, own one side of the green.
Yep, definitely.
But you have to determine what is the easier side of the green.
Yes, yeah. It could take you a couple of ends to figure it out, but yeah, once you've sort of got a side you like, definitely better off to stick to it.
Well, from that feedback of her third bowl, you'd want to obviously just correct on that.
Yep. Wasn't
Karen,
a mile away.
I wouldn't be surprised to see her a yard through. She's got both those bowls coming in.
Yep. She's got a good line for that weight you're talking about.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed the coverage, everyone. Got John Mullaney here. He's one half of the Austral power pair. It's Josh Ingram as well, is it?
Yes, yeah.
And the other semi-finalists you can see on BowlsLink. And we are here at the home of the Nepean Highlanders. Hey, did you make a regional team?
No, I haven't made a regional side yet. But yeah, like I said, I've only been bowling just over 2 years now, so yeah, that takes time.
Of course it does. Well, it's great to see. I mean, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
31.
Oh,
yeah.
You don't look a day over 25. How terrific. Oh, dear. Well, look, you're going to be playing bowls in the over 60s, mate. You've still got 29 years left. All right, I'm just trying to focus the attention on the bowling head at the moment before looking at the players on the mat. But here comes Karen Coleman.
4 cracking bowls there.
Lovely. And
looks like a 4.
It does look like a 4. And she is very close. And I believe that Hutch might be... Yep.
Looks like he's saying 4.
I reckon we can change the scoreboard. I think there's enough experience between both of us, even though you've only played a little while.
Yeah.
We can change that camera. Get up the other end. There we go. Is she asking for the tape?
Looks like it. Can I measure it?
If in doubt,
it's a pretty
measure.
important one.
Yeah.
Big difference between 24 and 23.
Do you have the magic fingers? Do you bring those out?
Oh, rarely, but yeah.
I learned how to do them on YouTube. That's how I learned.
Okay, yeah.
I didn't know how to do it.
It does help. Just gives you a bit of confidence.
I agree. I mean, it doesn't give away the absolute howler.
No.
But when it's like this, it just gives me a rough idea,
Yep.
particularly when I'm marking as well.
Yep.
How have your markers been, by the way?
Good. Yeah, all been pretty good so far.
There we go. We'll give them a... Well done.
Yeah, that was a big end from Karen.
Big end. And we're just going to get the little bit of the frog. They're chilling out, viewers. Hope you have a wonderful day today. And I can tell you, we're going to be here again tomorrow. Look, I really hope it's not our final end, but look, the hardest shot to get is your last one.
Yep.
And people used to, it make me laugh, they get a 4 on the last and then they needed 1. Well, why isn't my score 27?
Yeah.
I said, it's the first at 25.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to show that I towel them up. Have a look at Karen's stance. Very front end.
Yes. Yep.
Very open. I've actually had a couple of pair partners you can't even work out where they actually are going to send their bowl to. Because of the way that they're standing on the mat.
Yeah, yeah.
Is he playing forehand or backhand?
Yeah, I've seen that before as well.
All right, what a great starter. Okay. Surprised to see either hand being played by Ema.
Yeah. It's a mystery in each bowl, I think.
Well, I think because she's been chopping and changing, I think that's been the difference between the execution rather than the thought.
Yeah.
You've obviously seen some bowls do some funny things.
Yes. Yep.
But you've got to believe what you see, right?
Definitely. You've got to be confident in what you do.
So what do you do? What do you do for dinner tonight? What are we doing? Obviously, a similar preparation to your golf. Obviously hot dog and chips or something, or what are you doing?
Yeah, probably. No, I haven't really thought about it, to be honest.
Well, look, it's been a great pleasure to talk to you. Thank you so much for getting on the live stream. I hope it makes you hungry for tomorrow. We've got a 24-17 here in the quarterfinal of the women's state singles, and I believe the winners will be going back to Ballina. I believe, maybe for the state championship.
It's actually Dubbo.
Oh, they're alternating, I believe.
It's Dubbo, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, we've had wonderful umpires, we've had wonderful volunteers, we've had people coming from the Nepean Highlanders region, and I think in the open gender, it was a Grade 2 win to Campbelltown. Was there any other pennant sides from this region that were able to get the flag?
No, I think it was just Campbelltown.
Well, Austral did it last year in the 2, so you guys are getting a habit of making the 2s. You're who won the 3s this year in the Nepean Highlanders? Any thoughts? I'm sure someone can tell me if they're watching.
I'm not 100% sure. We didn't have a side in the 3s. Not 100% sure.
That's all right. Well, look, back on the...
actually, we did have a side in the 3s. I'm sorry. I think it could have been Blacktown.
They're thinking we've got the Bowls Trust working on it. Ema trying to find that extra little bit of length. She's around the area. Just a little bit too much courage. Last bowl heroics.
A bit of pressure on the last bowl.
So what does Karen do here? You close it up or leave as much space as possible?
I'm probably still trying to nail it. If she can draw one right in front of it here, it'll be almost game over, I think.
Well, look, both girls have put on a great show. Obviously on the live stream, YouTube Live Sports, bit of pressure. All right, viewers, fingers crossed. She's obviously facing a backhand, almost maximum distance. This is what you practice, right?
Definitely.
Does hold the bowl very low for a longer end. I generally stand up a bit higher on a longer length.
Yep.
Helps with my length of step.
She might be a bit narrow here.
I believe so. Well, look, Jordan, on behalf of all the viewers, we wish you all the best for tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for bringing us your wisdom and knowledge, and I really hope you have a wonderful, wonderful early evening, and we'll see you here tomorrow morning.
Thank you.
Good on you. All right, viewers. Well, look, as Jordan's getting through, it's my great pleasure to congratulate all of the players for today. I really appreciate your attention to coming to all things lawn bowls here at the Nepean Highlanders. I'll just make sure we change the scoreboard so we've got there, and it does look like a win to Karen. So on behalf of the team, Matty Harris signing off from YouTube Live Sports. You better be live in it, and we'll see you tomorrow. Live from the Campbelltown Bowling Club, thanks to Bargo Sports Club and Wicklow Bowls and the Sports Supplies. You've been watching the Nepean Highlanders Women's State Singles for 2025. And we'll see you tomorrow.